It's just my shoes. Hello everyone, welcome to 1-2. It's your brother, your pal, your friend, your brother from another mother, Antoine Allen here with the Joker to my Batman, the Lex Luthor to my Superman, the Tottenham to my Arsenal. It's Matt Froelich. Thanks for coming to the show today, man.
No worries, man. I'm proud.
Considering that you're here more than I am, obviously some of you are literally watching like, who is this delicious chocolate guy in front of you? Well, I'm the new host here at Onefootball, so hi. Thanks for watching. We're going to get straight to your questions. We'll begin with something a little bit more general, then we're going to throw into your comments. So just get ready because this is a 1-2 between you and us. So the first question is, which team will do the best transfer this transfer window in January? Get your questions ready. Get typing. Matt, take the floor.
The best bit of business. I think it's going to be Liverpool. I think it's going to be Liverpool purely because they're going to have so much money to spend.
This is true.
So much money, and now I think Van Dijk is not worth 75 million. That is straight up ridiculous.
Okay. So
however, people know that they've got money, but I still think when they get a replacement.
So you think Liverpool is going to be the team by the end of January that has the best business? I think that's a fair comment, but I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. Simply because they've lost their best player. They've brought in Van Dijk, who's a defender, who's obviously not going to get them 30 goals a season. So really attacking-wise, they're the same as they were before. The best business will be done by Arsenal if they can hold on to Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil. Simply because if you look at yesterday's game, where Arsenal lost to Nottingham Forest, it's brought shame on every Arsenal fan.
Let's talk about this some more. This is an exciting
I don't like this
moment.
subject, but I'm going to break it down why. If we're able to hold on to these two key players, it means that the second team that you basically saw yesterday that couldn't even beat a championship level team will not exist anymore. We're going to have to keep playing this first team, which is doing okay. They did well against Chelsea, and I think against the big games this season, they've actually been a lot better. So going forward, if we can just keep that team together at least until the end of the season, I think any Arsenal fan is going to think, you know what, at least we didn't go backwards.
But this is a thing that isn't making any sense. If you keep that team together, Sanchez and Ozil aren't going to sign. You need to do business in the transfer market. You need to do business that's going to make them want to sign. If you go into talks with Ozil and Sanchez and say, look, stay because we're signing Thomas Lemar and someone else. Get them a bit hyped about staying. Don't say stay and we're going to keep the same team.
Okay, I'll give you that. But remember, I'm just saying in terms of I'm saying in terms of how we can say who is done the best business. And that Arsenal team, like, it could be better business. I'll give you that. Better business simply would be signing Thomas Lemar, signing anyone basically. It doesn't Arsenal fan would think. But right now, if we can hold on to those two players, they're better than anything any other team can do. Well, that was our quick one too. Make sure you go to the comment section and let us know your thoughts on that one. Now we're going to get straight to your questions. First up from FootPros10. His simple question was, who should Liverpool replace Coutinho with? Matt, do you want to
I think I've just mentioned in there, but potentially Thomas Lemar.
Okay.
I think a very interesting replacing Coutinho is the change in system.
Yeah.
Because their front three of Firmino kind of dropping into maybe a false nine and Salah and Mane. What is Coutinho? Is he the guy who picks it up deep? Because if so, they could maybe replace him with another midfielder who's not necessarily a Coutinho kind of style. It might not be a direct replacement because he's very much the centre of the team. You know, all eyes on me. But it's not it's not necessarily picking up the same kind of person. It could be someone more like Emre Can, who's agreed to go to Juventus.
Yeah, that's true.
From reports, it could be someone who's a bit more of a team player and still lets the front three go on and do their thing. So I don't know, maybe Thomas Lemar.
It's a weird world because Liverpool obviously have a lot of money. So like before Christmas, Christmas was the worst days, but now they drink champagne when they're thirsty. They've got 142 million in the bank, and it's a case that they can really splash out. And some of the ex-Liverpool players like Mark Lawrence have come out and said that basically they should put in a bid for Alexis Sanchez. They wanted him to begin with. He went to Arsenal. He'd be great for them. Obviously, if I'm Sanchez, why would I go to Liverpool? That's like
absolutely. That's
having a twin, dumping a twin, and then getting with the other sister when she looks exactly the same. She just happens to have better style. Neither of them are upgrades. Like, come on, Sanchez. But every Liverpool ex-player seems to think that he'd be a perfect fit for them. He probably would. He'd probably have a fun time there, but he wouldn't win jack. So who should they get? Well, I think Aubameyang would be a nice change, just to switch it up. I still think that they need a focal point striker, someone really.
So you reckon Firmino would drop a little bit deeper?
Yeah, they'd have to do it like that.
And then Aubameyang up top.
It would change the way they play. It'll be something new to bring, because they're not going to replace Coutinho. I think right now in world football, there's a lack of talent, even though people think football is an amazing place. But I think the reason that players are going for ridiculous money is because there's so little players who can really change a game, who you can bring off the bench and they're going to do something. They're going to do something. It's just a lot of mediocrely good players, and there's a lot of players who seem to be good, but the money's not great for them. So there's a few players who really are outstanding, who just change
Another
games.
Stratosphere,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So the money's getting a bit crazy, and I think for some reason Arsenal can't sell players for that money, because Sanchez.
You must be slightly worried because Ross Barkley's just gone for 15 million. 6 months before his contract. There is no way that Sanchez, with 6 months left, is going for anything over 25. You have to take it because it's better than nothing, but it's embarrassing.
Is Ross Barkley's English, and you think every decent young English player is going to go for ridiculous money, and he went for 15, which is absolutely crazy.
I think they just want to be rid of him by the end of it. I think they just thought, allow this. Ross Barkley's just pissing everyone off.
So yeah, we've answered FootPro's question. We're going to move on to the second question, which is kind of related. It's from Nick. Nick, next time you give a question, put where you're from or some other details apart from just Nick. Like, we need a little bit more information than that. The question is going to be, do you think Liverpool can win the league next season with their new signings?
Just based off Van Dijk signing, no. I think Liverpool are a long way off, and it's not necessarily their team because they attack very well. They've got a mistake in them, much like their defence. And they've got a bad run of form, and I think they haven't had that kind of winning mentality in a long time. I
will second that notion. I won't try and debate it. I think it's a situation where, let's pretend that Liverpool is a person and Van Dijk is a pair of Gucci trainers. These aren't Gucci, but they're very nice. You've got one really nice pair of trainers, and then you've got some flip-flops on the other foot. That doesn't make any sense. Like, just because you've got one nice pair doesn't mean that you now can just walk down the catwalk and be popping, styling and hitting a little dab. No, it doesn't work like that. You need two nice pairs to look nice and to be on the town getting some numbers. So Liverpool right now have one nice pair. They need a whole outfit really and truly, because they're basically, they've got nice pair here, they've got Salah, which is a great hat. Like the middle part really needs some work. Like Oxlade-Chamberlain is no Gucci shirt, I'll tell you that for free. So the situation is, no, they will not win the league next season. I'm sorry, Nick, if you're a Liverpool fan. So next question, we had so many Man City questions, it was ridiculous. It was like the Man City podcast. But what we're going to do is combine them into one mega question, like a super team that is Man City. But first and foremost, I want to give a quick shout out to all the people that gave those questions. So we had Kanel Kadam, Ishan Date, Paul, Kalaim and Mini Minion, and I just want to thank you for those questions, and we've turned that into with or without the addition of Alexis Sanchez, just how good and how far can this Man City team go? Matt, first off.
I think they're still on this upward trajectory regardless of Sanchez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he could join and he could do well, and, you know, they could probably score even more goals, but it's unnecessary. It's like Barca signing Coutinho. Barca are now however many points clear. They don't really need anyone else, barring a massive injury. They'll be fine for winning the title. Man City, they'll be fine regardless with or without winning the title. As for the next few years,
you never know. I think it's like you're in the orgy, you've got like 4 girls already, and then the 5th girl walks in. Like, really and truly, you don't have that many hands. Like, it's fun, you're not going to say no. Like, she's knocking on the door, you're like, okay, just come in anyway, there's space. I'll wiggle a toe or something.
You appreciate the effort, like, but it's unnecessary.
Exactly, she can be there, like, you might have a little bit of energy left, like, you come off the bench. It's a situation where, situation where Man City have so much, Barcelona have so much. Do they need Sanchez? No, but
the thing is with Sanchez as well.
Tired, do you know what I mean? Like,
Sanchez is a player for now, that's the thing. So he'll want to play now because he's 29. Coutinho, they see him as a long-term replacement for Iniesta?
Exactly.
That's like a 5-6 year plan. Yeah. Sanchez is for the now because, you know, he's
I think Guardiola thought, you know what, last season was a bit of a struggle. It's a wake-up call. Let me bring in Sanchez, someone who I know is going to get me goals. And then half the season's gone. They haven't lost a game. They've been basically slapping teams like there's no man's business.
Yeah, true. And they're still in 4 competitions.
Exactly. So is he going to push them over the edge and maybe say a Champions League? Would it be something where he can come off the bench and make the difference? Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. Like a big game, Sterling might stop his ridiculous goal-scoring form.
Jesus is injured.
Exactly, Jesus gets injured. Aguero might get injured eventually. So yeah, it's a contingency plan, much like that orgy. One of the girls might twist that ankle, one of them might fall asleep, one of them you might poke in the eye by accident. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a contingency plan which is absolutely amazing that most teams would love to have. How far can they go? Well, I think next summer is key for all the teams. Basically, it's going to be a situation where everyone's going to be thinking, you know what, Man City ran away with the league. Hopefully they didn't go a whole season unbeaten. I think every Arsenal fan would be pissed if that happened.
I'd be more than delighted with that.
I think it's a situation where that summer is going to be crucial for everyone. Let's say Wenger stays until the end of the season and he doesn't resign. That means Arsenal's going to have probably the biggest transfer season, summer transfer season they're going to have ever, simply because they need to do something because we're not going to get fourth. Man U with Jose's already complaining that 300 million is not enough money to be spent, so he's definitely going to go big in the summer. Chelsea's going to go big in the summer, so I think next season is going to be far harder for them. And just like that invincible season for Arsenal, in the summer people worked out how to play against Arsenal. People put in the work, and then also we lost players. So Man City won't lose players. Any player that leaves Man City is pretty much because Man City decided to get rid of them. But what's going to happen, the other teams are going to wake up and think, you know what, we just can't let them keep running away with it. And I think there's enough players out there and enough teams with enough money to really make it competitive for them. So I think this is their one season to win it, and the next season gets a lot harder. So even to throw you just a quick question that's out there as a little 1-2. Who would win in the fight out of Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho? Those of you that have been following the gossip within the football world have realised that there's beef between the two of them. And hands are being thrown verbally. Conte even said that, look, yeah, if my English was better, I would fight you. Like, that's not a direct quote, but he said something roughly on those lines. And I really think Conte...
That's a direct Anton Allen quote.
That's a direct Anton quote. He did say fight me, now, so boxing I think like Conte's got bodies in his closets. Like, back in the day, like, he had a different name and there was someone buried. They got a dead horse in their bed. Exactly. There's a whole backstory there. So, who's your man? If you had to put money down, who you picking?
Conte.
You can go with Conte.
He's like a bit of a nut. Yeah, I can imagine.
He does look crazy.
Kind of guy, take his toupee off.
Off.
Start going straight for Mourinho, who would just complain to the refs.
He's like Breaking Bad. He's like, I am the man that knocks. Well, I'm going to go with Jose simply because I think Jose is sneaky. I mean, Jose is the kind of person who walks around with a taser just in the back of his pocket, just in case someone tries it on with him. He's like,
he goes for a quick eye poke, doesn't he? Exactly. Like on the Barca assistant. He goes for the quick finger in the eye.
Little slow ones. He's probably got like a sniper in the crowd.
Take the shot.
He's the kind of person you can't trust in the dark alley. Like, Jose is sneaky. I think he plans for every situation as well. Like, he has a comeback just waiting. He's like, look, yeah, I've done a lot of stuff in my past, but I've never done match fixing. The way he said that was just so smooth and sly. It's like you're having an argument with your girlfriend, and out of nowhere she mentions that one time you text your cousin, and you're like, wait, that's my cousin though. Like, I know she's a girl, but it's my cousin. She's like, yeah, but I can't trust you. And that's it. That's how Mourinho is. He just throws stuff out there, catches you unaware, and makes you feel bad about yourself. So yeah, I think I'd back Mourinho to hit him with a right hook. Little taser. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Taste to the balls. Yep.
So we're going to move on to our quickfire questions. Remember, if you want to get your question answered out, just make sure you write it in the comment sections. And the simple questions we're going to throw into this new segment where we're just going to bang them out as fast as we can. Quick 1-2, smashing the goal. Let's go. Quickfire question. If Man City gets Sanchez, who would he replace? That's from Mini Minions.
Aguero.
Will we see a bigger transfer in terms of value than Van Dijk in January from RK?
Oh, no.
No. From Miro Pistuni, where will Coutinho play for Barcelona?
Iniesta role, Paulinho role from midfield.
From Niall Pickering, who is the best under-21 player in the world?
Kylian Mbappe.
So those were your quick-fire questions. Once again, if you want to be involved in the show, make sure you type out your questions in the comment section and we'll have a quick 1-2 and Matt will score the goal with the answer. Throughout the show, we've been dropping little hip-hop references, so if you got any of those references, comment the answer, and you won't get a prize, but you will win respect of the internet, and maybe one day we'll start giving you some prizes. But you need to deserve those prizes, so you need to do a little bit more than you're doing right now. So, next week, I hope to see some amazing questions and some amazing comments, and hopefully one of you knows your hip-hop. So, Matt, it's been a pleasure.
As always.
Have you got a hip-hop quote to end it on?
Have I got a hip hop quote to end it on? No. I can't think of one that quickly. Not off the top of my dome.
I'm going to quote Ice Cube and say, today was a good day. See you later.
Peace.